Good.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Anderson. I'm the city clerk. And if I open the door for you on your way in, that's just a side gig. That's not my real job. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting. We have two meetings scheduled tonight, a special meeting and then a regular meeting at 6. The first meeting is an organizational meeting, and that is pursuant to Chapter 2, Section 2 of the Alma Charter. And so I have, well, just so you know, if we finish or conclude the first meeting before 6 o'clock, then we'll take a break and reconvene at 6 o'clock. So I have taken roll, and we do have a quorum. And so the first item on the agenda is election of officers, beginning with the office of mayor. And so I will ask for nominations for the office. If there's more than one nomination, I'll call for a roll for your vote. If there's only one nomination, I will then entertain a motion to close nominations and deem that nominee elected. After the mayor is elected, I will administer the oath of office and turn the meeting over to the mayor. So I would like to, at this time, open this floor for nominations. Roger?
I nominate Greg Mapes for the office of mayor of the city of Alma.
Support? Is this like a normal meeting, or we support it, or?
Okay, so you want
Yeah,
that?
support.
Okay.
Greg has been city commissioner for, we think 18 years, we're not real sure of that, but that's pretty close, anyhow, a while. And has been mayor, I think, for the last 6, and I think has served well, certainly knows the ins and outs of city government and the way this business should be handled. And I think he will be an excellent mayor if we allow him to continue.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? No? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion then to close nominations and deem
So
Mr.
moved.
Mapes elected. So moved.
Support.
Sorry, to write down stuff too. All
We
right.
said this is your meeting. This is truly your meeting, isn't it?
Okay.
Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. And hopefully I can do a good job, and as you all expect, and I'm sure we're gonna have a great year, another great year. And I look forward to it. Got a great team.
Do we need to vote?
So we call for a vote? Those in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Any opposed, say nay? No, motion is carried.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr.
Thank you
Mayor.
very much.
At this time, we'll administer the oath of office.
Do you need to stand?
Okay, you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of mayor in and for the city of Alma, the state of Michigan, and county of Gratiot, to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Not my forte. So I will happily turn the meeting over to Mayor Mapes. Thank you for your patience.
Should we sign, or
No.
we don't have to sign anything?
Oh. Who's being snarky now?
Here.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, like I said, is there more to this meeting?
Yeah.
We just need to close it? Oh, vice mayor.
So I say
Vice
it's
Mayor,
actually
sign.
an entire agenda.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I apologize, I moved that one up, so, excuse me. Okay, so the next order of business would be to accept nominations for the appointment of the city commissioner to serve as vice mayor of the city of Alma through December 2024. Nominations,
I would like to nominate Roxanne.
we have a nomination,
Support?
motion support. Are there any other nominations? No other nominations? Declare nominations to be closed then, and then, I guess a vote, right? So, all those in favor of Roxanne continuing on as mayor, or vice mayor?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not a motion.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Okay, it is carried. Congratulations, Roxanne.
Thank you.
And I presume you're willing to serve?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, now does she need to, yes,
She doesn't
Thank
have
you. Easy for me to get out, can you?
You solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Vice Mayor and for the City of Alma, the County of Gratiot, and the State of Michigan, to the best of your ability, so help you God.
I will, I do. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you would, down there by the camera backs.
Thank you.
It's catching, I'm sorry.
it's not like we do this real often, so.
Every 2 years, when I'm like,
Okay, again, congratulations, Roxanne, thank you for
Yes,
your willingness to
thanks for your
serve.
support, everyone. I appreciate it.
Okay, our next order of business would be to establish the times and dates for holding our regular sessions. Let's see. I guess you want to just move what's on the
Sure.
agenda? So the agenda is, you want to save it, or?
What are we doing?
Or you set the-
4A.
Yeah, 4A, yes. I move that we set the regular time and place of the city commission through December 2024 as the second and fourth Tuesdays of each month at 6 PM to be held at the Alma Municipal Building.
Support.
Okay, motion support. Any comments or questions, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Any opposed would be no. Motion is carried, and we set our meeting times. Designation of depositories, and we entertain a motion to consider a resolution designating Mercantile Bank, Commercial Bank, Flagstar Bank, PNC Bank, Isabella Bank, Huntington National Bank, and Treasury Direct, Edward Jones, and MBIA class account, and Cedars through any of the above financial institutions listed. We have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor say yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. We have depository institutions again. Appointment of city attorney. And the suggestion is that we consider a resolution to appoint Adam Fleury as city attorney and Pamela Munderlaw as assistant city attorney, and fixing compensation as reasonable and customary charges. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Support.
Motion support, comments or questions?
Just a quick question, where did we come up with these names? What kind of these?
The Fortino Plaxton had been our longtime city attorney, and Adam is part of a firm that has purchased that practice. And so that, they're now part of a larger practice. Tony retired, I don't know if you're aware of that. But, so there's kind of a changing in attorneys there, but our understanding is that they have extensive experience in municipal law and do this for a number of clients, so.
We've used Smith Bowl in the past for other topics that, say we have a conflict of interest that former city attorney or even one of the previous might have had in the community. So we'd reach out with Smith Bowl for different municipal topics. We've used them in tax tribunal things in the past also. And this, they also have 9 other attorneys on staff that if Adam can't help us with any particular item, we have other folks in the firm that can help us out with that.
Sounds good, thank you.
Did you guys already start?
Fine.
Go ahead.
Are there any other questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor would be yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. You've been attorney. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I look forward to working with you all.
We look forward to having you. And not needing you, I hope. That's a very sincere hope. All right, commissioner comments. Roxanne, would you like to go first?
Just thanks for the support, I appreciate it.
All right. Danny?
Congratulations to Greg and Roxanne.
Roger?
Congratulations. I hope this year is less exciting than the past couple.
Lori?
Also, congratulations. I look forward to working with all of you, and thank you for your support already. Greg for trying to catch me up a little bit, but I know I have a steep learning curve, but I'm willing to learn, and I hope you all help me.
I'm sure everyone will be more than happy to, staff as well as your fellow commissioners. No.
Same from me. Congratulations to both of you. Well deserved, and looking forward to working with everybody here. I think this is a great group.
Sure. You love public speaking, there's another opportunity for you. Okay. Mr. newly appointed attorney, do you have any comments?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, I appreciate it. I first like to, again, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to work with you. It's an honor, and as Eric said, I have had the opportunity to work with the city in the past, and in the past couple of weeks, I've been able to work on a couple of small matters with Eric and Sarah, and been impressed with their professionalism, and I'm very eager to continue to work with you folks. As Eric referenced, we have quite a few municipal clients right now. We're up to, I counted today actually, because we were requested by another township to submit a proposal, and so we're up to 32 total. So we're, again, very thankful for the chance to work with you. I've been very impressed with everyone with whom I've worked so far, and thank you again for the trust that you've placed in us. It's very much appreciated.
Welcome aboard. Eric?
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations, Roxanne. And Lori, that is true. If there's something that you questions, anything, staff is here to help. That's what we're here for. So call us anytime, emails, anything. So welcome aboard.
And thanks for your help too, by the way. I mentioned Greg.
No, and Greg's right. Staff is here. That's what we're the full-time folks, so just give us a call anytime.
And I would like to add, welcome to Drew. We already kind of welcomed you. You've been around for a couple of meetings already, but Lori, welcome. Your first meeting. Glad you're here. Glad to have you aboard. I hope you have as much fun here as I do most of the time. It is a good crew. Great congenial. We don't always agree, but we do get along with us. So that's great. Glad to have that. So, that's all I have. Thanks, Adam. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Look forward to the opportunity.
So with that, we'll open the floor up to the public. If any members of the public would like to address the commission, please go to the podium and share your thoughts.
I just walked in the door, I don't know if anybody was ahead of me or not.
Not yet.
Yeah, all right.
It's all you.
Thank you.
This is not the regular city commission meeting yet, though.
This is our organizational.
This is just
meeting.
organizational.
See, I told you, I'm out of line. Give me one chance,
I don't believe there's any, if you want to speak now.
Good,
you're
I guess.
free
If you
to.
want, Rod, if you wanted to take care of it now, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, you want to do the whole meeting?
The same people are gonna be here.
Okay, so I won't take long, I just, I come here, with a problem with a neighbor, I'm sure you hear that problem all the time, that this has been a chronic problem. I've had some people move into my home, next to my home 5 years ago, and it's been just a catastrophe ever since. I have some pictures of my neighbor's house that I have to live next door to. It's bad. I've contacted Michael Carr, the city. Mike's done a fine job. Contacted these folks, asked them to clean their act up a little bit. They just refused to. They're really a different type of people. They have no respect for each other, as you'll see that in the pictures. I'm a tolerant person, but this is getting crazy. So I asked Michael, if there's anything that we could do to put some pressure on them to clean their act up a little bit. I hit him in the wallet. He said, it's a process. What that means, I don't know. I would like some ideas on how to start the process. I've been Mr. Nice Guy long enough, and as you can see, nobody should have it next to their house. So, appreciate the information you give to me.
Okay.
Brian, what's the address?
312 Williamette.
Can I get your name, sir?
Rod McCormick.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You've talked to Michael, you said.
Several
Several
times.
times, okay. Yeah, I assume you're aware of this, Mark?
I'm not,
Okay.
but I will be.
Okay. I was hoping for that response, so great. So,
Yeah,
Mr. Williams, I'm sure can help you out with the
Appreciate
process
it,
and make sure things are, you know, as best we can.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Thanks for letting us know, Rob, I appreciate that.
It's, like I say, I've tried to be a good, I mean, they moved in there, they had dogs, they had 4 dogs, they had the dogs were left outside, I'm a dog lover. And I went over and, give their dogs some food and water because they were outside with no shelter. They had a restraining order put on me the next day to leave their animals alone. I mean, it's just been downhill since. Again, I don't know how they sit with the Gratiot County Animal Control, but I know they have been over there several times, but these people's answers to this whole thing is they just don't answer the door. They've got some cheap little camera that's hanging from a wire that blows in the wind. Seems to work for them because they know when somebody pulls in their driveway, they know when not to answer their door. They've got stickers all the way up and down their door from detectives to private investigators. They leave them there, and that's their excuse that they didn't read the message. They didn't get the message. Their stuff been hanging there for 6 months. So it's bad.
Well, hopefully Mark will be able to give you some pointers on what the process, how to follow the process.
Yeah, I appreciate any time you
Mark's,
give me.
Mark's real good at that.
Appreciate it.
Any other members of the public that would like to address the commission at this time? Last chance? Okay, with that, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn this first organizational meeting tonight. Good motion support. Any last comments, questions? All those in favor of adjournment, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed would be no. Motion is carried, we are adjourned, and we will reconvene at 6 o'clock for our regularly scheduled regular session meeting. So, thank you all. technology. It looks like we're good to go. So with that, we'll call our regular session into order tonight. First up, we'll look for additions or deletions to the agenda. Are there any? We have one, okay. And the first proposed addition to the agenda, or the addition to the agenda is for item K4 to the Elmo Planning Commission for a 3-year term expiring June 30, 2026. I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Motion support, Vice Chancellor comments. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. And we have a new agenda, so thank you very much. Roll has been taken. Very good. Next will be the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone would please rise and join us for the pledge. In fact, if we could, would some of our scouts like to come forward and lead us in the pledge? Do we have any volunteers back there, or the whole group even? You're all welcome to come up. We promise not to fight. I'm glad you could join us today.
We're learning about being a good citizen.
I'm sure you're off to a good start. Please go when you're ready.
Ready? Scouts, attention. The Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wonderful, thank you very much, we appreciate it. Okay, welcome to everyone. Our next item up for on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of our December 27th, 2022 regular session. My pleasure.
I did have one correction.
Of correction of,
Yeah.
oh, the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the motion first, and then we'll do the corrections.
Move adoption.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Is there corrections or deletions?
Just on page 3 of the minutes, there's a reference to Commissioner Wheeler, and I believe that was Commissioner Wheeler.
Okay. Make sure she gives his time to note that. Any other additions or corrections? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion is carried, and we have approved the minutes. Moving down to resolutions next. We have 3 tonight, so I'll grab the first one. Is Civilian Hedrick with us tonight? You look fine. You're a working man, yeah, that's okay. We never disparage working people, so. So we have a resolution here tonight. Do we get a motion first? Or do we get to read it first? A motion, so we'll entertain a motion for this resolution.
So moved.
Support.
All right, motion and support. So, our resolution reads, a resolution of appreciation in recognition of the retirement of Jeffrey Hedrick from the Elma Police Department. Upon many years of dedicated service to the community. Whereas, upon Jeff Hedrick served as a police officer with the Elma Police Department, a law enforcement agency dedicated to the protection of life and property of the citizens of Elma, and whereas Jeffrey Hedrick provided 34 years of service to the citizens and community of Elma as a police officer beginning July 1st, 1988 and ending September 16th, 2022, with his retirement from the Elma Police Department, and whereas Jeffrey Hedrick was awarded a Life Savings Award for his actions on 5/14/2014, saving the life of an Elma citizen under circumstances where the lack of action would most likely have resulted in the citizen not surviving. And whereas Jeffrey Hedrick was promoted to the position of detective beginning April 14th, 2017, and until the date of his retirement, and whereas Jeffrey was awarded a life-saving award for his actions on 9/25/18, saving the life of an Elma citizen under circumstances where the lack of action would have most likely resulted in the citizen not surviving. I think I just read that twice, I apologize. So whereas Jeffrey Hedrick was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions on 10/18/21, performing an extraordinary act of heroism that went above and beyond the normal call of duty and was carried out at great risk to personal safety to protect the fellow officers, city staff, and citizens of Elma. And whereas Jeffrey Hedrick was recognized by the Child Advocacy Center of Gratiot County in 2022 for participation in the Gratiot County multi-jurisdictional team, and whereas Jeffrey Hedrick supported his community throughout his career, participating in numerous community events such as Shop with a Hero, Toys for Tots, Youth Police Academy, Community Fall Cleanup, and fundraising through the annual Pig Out event. And whereas Jeffrey Hedrick was integral in the design and maintenance of the patrol fleet vehicle for numerous years, and whereas Jeffrey Hedrick assumed the duty as union president for numerous years, and now therefore be resolved that the city of Elma hereby expresses its great appreciation to Jeffrey Hedrick for his dedicated and distinguished service to all the citizens within the city of Elma, county of Gratiot, and be it further resolved that the mayor, members of the city commission, city staff, and citizens of the city of Elma extend an appreciation of gratitude to Jeffrey Hedrick in the form of this resolution of appreciation in honor of his retirement as a police officer from the Elma Police Department, and that original copy be presented to Mr. Hedrick, dated this 10th day of January 2023. People want to hear from you.
I don't, thank you, everybody. The city was great to me. We have a great city, we have a great police department. The city commission has, the whole community has always been super supportive of police departments. So I thoroughly, I loved working here right up to the last day. And appreciate everybody for helping me along. Couldn't have done it without a team effort. So thanks, everybody.
We've got a motion on the floor. And support, yes. So all those in favor would be yes?
Yes.
Any opposed, no? Resolution is carried. Thank you very much. So next we'll entertain a motion for the second resolution. I got this right. For Mr. Frost. So, we entertain a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved. Support.
A motion to support. Welcome, how are you? Okay, so for our second resolution of the evening, this is a resolution of appreciation in recognition of the retirement of Steve Frost from the Elma District Fire Department upon many years of dedicated service to the community. Whereas Steve Frost served as a firefighter with the Elma District Fire Department, a public agency dedicated to the protection of life and property from loss by fire and other emergency situations. Whereas Steve Frost has provided 25 years of service to the district and to the community as a firefighter beginning on December 20, 1996 and ending February 28, 2022 with his retirement from the district. Whereas Steve Frost has experienced many memorable calls throughout his fire service career, some of which included the windstorm of 1998 and the downtown fires of the Opera House on October 14, 2010, the 100 block of West Superior Street on April 25, 2017. And whereas Steve Frost was promoted to a Class B firefighter on December 20, 1997, promoted to a Class A firefighter on September 1st, 2000, and fulfilled the role of engineer, which is a vital position in helping the district during critical times, and also played a significant role in the training of probationary firefighters, especially in the field of extraction. In 2006, he joined the Gratiot County Dive Team. And whereas Steve Frost honorably represented the fire district, instructing fire prevention in area schools, Shock with a Hero, and in service to his community participated in the Tim Carr Memorial Softball Tournaments, finished 5th place as part of an extraction team challenge in 2001, finished as a finalist in the first time competing in the Team Combat Challenge of 2002, and organized the Water Ball Tournament in 2019 in celebration of the City of Elma sesquicentennial. And now therefore be it resolved that the City of Elma expresses its great appreciation to Steve Frost for his dedicated and distinguished service to all the citizens within the Elma Fire District and the jurisdiction of Gratiot County. And be it further resolved that the mayor, members of the Elma City Commission, the city staff, citizens of the city, extend their appreciation of gratitude to Steve Frost in the form of this resolution of appreciation in honor of his retirement as a firefighter from the Elma District Fire Department, that an original copy be presented to Mr. Frost. Congratulations. And thank you.
I think Jeff's just about said all of it. Great community, great people. Every one of these guys out here are a family. Whether you're on the fire department, police department, it's all one big family. So it's hard. Still see you guys and miss every one of them, but I just thank you. Thanks everybody.
Oh, yes, sorry. We need a vote. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so we had a resolution on the table, a motion to support. All those in favor of the yes?
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, none opposed, motion is carried, thank you. Next up, we'll entertain a motion for resolution of appreciation for Bob Beard.
Support.
Okay, motion to support, Mr. Beard. Welcome.
Thank you.
In the camera, you got it. Last but not least, certainly, a resolution of appreciation. In recognition of the retirement of Bob Beard from the Elma District Fire Department upon many years of dedicated service to the community. Whereas Bob Beard served as a firefighter of the Elma District Fire Department, a public agency dedicated to the protection of life and property from the loss by fire or other emergency situations. And whereas Bob Beard has provided 37 years of service to the district and the community as a firefighter beginning January 16, 1984, and ending in January 31, 2021, with his retirement from the district. And whereas Bob was a founding member of the Gratiot County Dive Team in 1985 and a diver until his retirement, whereas Bob has experienced many memorable calls throughout his fire service career, some of which include the flood of '86, a plant fire at Total Refinery in 1992, the windstorm of '98, and the downtown fires of the Opera House on October 14, 2010, and the 100 block of West Superior on April 25, 2017. Whereas Bob was instrumental in writing standard operating procedures for the fire department in 2000, which serve as a foundation to the current procedures. Whereas Bob has excelled through the ranks of lieutenant and captain, achieving the position of deputy chief, a leading helper in the district during critical times, twice attended the National Fire Academy in Emmitsburg, Maryland, and also played a significant role in the training of probationary firefighters. Whereas Bob Beard honorably represented the fire department in Shop with a Hero, instructed in fire prevention in area schools, and now therefore it be resolved that the city of Elma hereby expresses its great appreciation to Bob Beard for his dedication and distinguished service to all the citizens of the city of Elma, the Elma Fire District jurisdiction of Gratiot County. Be it further resolved, the mayor, members of the Elma City Commission, the city staff, and the citizens of Elma extend this appreciation of gratitude to Bob Beard in the form of this resolution of appreciation in honor of the retirement of your firefighting career. From the Elma District Fire Department, an original copy be presented to you. Thank you very much.
I want to especially thank the guys out there. Without them, they're for 37 years, and thank you very much.
Congratulations and our appreciation to everybody. We have a resolution on the table. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Resolution is carried and should move on now. So thank you to everybody involved in the fire and police department. Great to see this team. They are truly great people. We appreciate the service. Although if they slacked off a little bit, I wouldn't have to read so much. But I don't think that's gonna happen, so.
Mr. Mayor, while we have this many people here, I would like to publicly thank everyone, members of the department, the fire department, the police department, for their service. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen.
So, moving on to H.
So how's it feel to have it all?
Sorry, number 2022 application for certification for the Elmwood Community of Elmwood to be officially certified as Tree City USA, having achieved the standards set forth by the Arbor Day Foundation. Your pleasure. Motion and support. Comments, questions?
This is year 38. Recognized it as submitted by the Arbor Day Foundation. So, and this also puts us in some grant opportunities for new trees. So this does help applying for those types of things.
Okay, terrific.
Good job, you're finding me, because we usually say, how many years? And you never know, so.
We know it's been a lot of years.
It's been a lot of years.
Right,
And a great program.
absolutely.
We do love our trees. Okay, so with that, we leave the resolution on the table. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed would be no. Motion is carried. We pass the resolution. Thank you. Moving to H, consideration of a resolution to adopt ordinance number 838, and an ordinance to amend section 30-22 of the Code of Ordinances to allow for the use of injunctive relief in municipal civil infraction cases. Your pleasure.
Move to adopt.
Have a motion support. Staff, Ms. Decker, from public?
Yep, we've talked about this a couple of times. This is the final adoption, it'll be 15 days from this time, this will become effective. The injunctive relief will allow us, when we rate civil infractions for blight or smaller items of those sorts across neighborhoods, that instead of taking those cases to a circuit court, if someone doesn't follow up and take care of the issue, we can take these directly to district court, which is much cheaper from the standpoint of we don't use much attorney time, and it's quicker to get on the docket. Is there anything else that we should add to that comment?
Yes, thank you, Mr. City Manager. As Eric said, proceeding in district court is generally quicker and cheaper than proceeding in circuit court. District courts are known as courts of limited equitable jurisdiction, meaning their equitable authority is limited to what's provided by statute. There is a provision in the Revised Judiciary Act that says a district court can enter any order that's necessary to compel compliance with an ordinance, such as a blight ordinance. So with this type of a ordinance, what we'd be requesting of the district court would be for the court to essentially enter an injunction ordering that a defendant in a blight case or a similar case comply with the city's ordinance within a certain period of days. So I think it's a very appropriate ordinance to adopt and will be a good tool in the toolbox, so to speak, to enforce the city's ordinances.
Good, thank you. All right, are there any questions or comments from anybody else? No? Okay, with that, all those in favor be yes?
Yes.
Any opposed would be no. Motion is carried. Next would be reports of officers, boards, and committees. Commissioners may receive the following reports by one resolution, or any commissioner may receive any item within the section for individual discussion or vote. Before us this evening, we have a report from the Elmwood Police Department from December 22. The 2022 year-end building permits report, fiscal year 2023 second quarter finance report, and the city manager's report. We're a pleasure to receive.
Is there anything we should hear out of the quarterly finance report? Should we pull that?
I can do a quick recap, yeah.
Okay. We'll pull that at the city manager's report, I assume.
Okay.
I move we accept 1 and 2.
Support.
Motion support. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. We've received 2 reports. We'll entertain a motion for the next 2 reports, finance report and city manager report. Your pleasure. Moved and
Oh,
supported.
move,
Okay.
sorry, sorry.
Or supported and moved, one or the other.
Well,
anything.
whichever.
You got it
One
down?
hand.
Okay. Sarah knows, so we're good. Okay,
You'll have Curtis go first.
Chris going first? Very good.
Thankfully, I'm happy to report that this is gonna be a quick one tonight. I provided the financial dashboards for all of the departments. I really just wanna say that for the most part, we're right on track on pretty much everywhere we're trying to hit, and I just wanna thank all the department heads. We've really worked together, we've been very diligent about anytime anything comes up, addressing it as soon as it does, and I think we are in a much better place than we were last year as far as managing our budgets, looking at our budgets, and really being able to track things. The only 2 real departments that I wanted to bring up, just because they are the ones that really jump off the page, are for Parks and Rec and for the cemetery. I worked with Dave and Jim, we kind of wanted to examine why we were further along in those ones with the expenditures than what we were expecting. And it really comes down to, when we looked at our personnel cost and we looked at the total number of hours, the fact that, we're actually really right about where we expected to be in the total number of hours. The biggest thing was this year we had less seasonals. So some of the budget really calls for about 80% of the seasonal work and about 20% from full-time work, but because we were short on seasonals this year, we had a lot more full-time hours in those budgets. So from a total hour standpoint, we're right where we were projected, but we had to have more full-time people do it because of our lack of seasonals. So I think that's something that we've already talked about with Eric and, like I said, Dave and Jim, that we're gonna really have to look at this year as far as the way we've kind of set those departments up was to try to get as much of the part-time and seasonal work in there to keep the cost down as much as possible, which we still do when we have that ability, but with the lack of manpower, we just weren't able to do it. And when we don't have the power for the part-time people, basically we have 2 choices. We either have to cut back the services or have the full-time people do it to make it up, but when the full-time people do it, it obviously costs us a lot more per hour. So we are gonna have to look at, I don't know if it's ways to incentivize to get more people, if it's, I'm not really sure exactly at this time what the answer is, but we are aware that basically we've narrowed down that really is the reasoning behind it, by the budget not being where it's at, and now it's just really trying to figure out that corrective action going forward of what do we need to do to make sure that we have enough of those workers next year and throughout the spring and stuff to keep those costs down. So, because if we can't get the workers, then we do have to have the discussion of either we have to put more money in those budgets to allow the full-time people to do it, or have to cut back on services in order to maintain our budgets. So those are really the 2 that we are monitoring the closest right now. As I said, everything else, if you kind of look through, most things are right exactly where we would expect them to be. So I'm really happy with where we're at, and that seems to be currently the biggest challenge, and I think we can all agree with where we've been at in the past. I think if that's our biggest challenge and the biggest thing we're looking at, I'm pretty happy with where things are at. So that's kind of the like I said, the brief quarter report. I'm happy to answer any questions, but there's nothing else that I really, as I was looking through, that I really thought needed to be highlighted. So.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thanks, Curtis.
Who has the first question? I just one, you mentioned that the cause of, was our inability apparently to hire seasonal workers to find them, to identify and be able to hire them. Apparently, it is everybody's experience worker shortages over the last couple of years.
Yes.
But, forgive me, do we use a lot more overtime then? Is that how this, because presumably our full-time staff would have been budgeted someplace else, so that budget should be down correspondingly to whatever increased here, unless we went to a whole ton of extra overtime.
No, it's true. There was a little bit more overtime, but mostly it is that, it did come from other departments. Unfortunately, the departments that usually, if we have to take from, are usually our streets departments or departments that are funded by other mechanisms, so not general fund departments. So we are under in hours in like our street departments right now, because some of the people that we've had to pull, in order to pull in there, we had to pull them from there. So because they're funded differently, it's not again, total hours across the city are actually down. It's just depending on where those hours are going is the problem. So
And that was my question, so are we seeing the corresponding decrease
and we are
someplace else?
right. They just happen to be
Regardless of funding?
areas that are funded in a different way.
Okay, very good. So, heads up, we're looking for workers for.
Yeah,
this
anybody
summer,
that's
right?
interested, yes, anybody that's interested, if you're watching at home, please reach out. So.
Are you using Indeed?
We have, yep, we've used Indeed, we've used a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I scan Indeed every now and then, I've not seen anything, so.
No, we typically post them, we'll start posting them, I think we usually post them in February, looking to start for the April start time for this upcoming year, so.
What's that window, April till,
April to November, right, yeah, April, November.
is that flexible at all?
I mean, usually we'll take what we, I mean, if, yes, exactly, if we have a good candidate, we're definitely willing to work with them, so.
Especially when they're desperate, so. It's a good time, it's good leverage for the worker in this particular case, right? Anybody else have questions? Hey, all right, no, so thank you, Curtis, and I must, once again commend you and the team. It's in no small part you guys' work that's, put us in the position we're at, and I think we can all have a greater degree of confidence in the numbers that we're looking at than we have for some time, so I just want to again say that we do appreciate that. So thank you, Curtis, and please pass that on to everybody involved, and not just your team, but all the departments, everybody. You guys are doing a good job with that, so we do appreciate it. Next up would be our city manager report. Mr. City Manager.
Carrying on with some good news about employees and former employees. Our wastewater and water treatment plant employees have acquired some of their licensing. At the wastewater plant, our licenses go from D to A, A obviously being the highest level. We have 3 of our employees out there that have secured their D license at the wastewater treatment plant in the last month, and that's Galvin Balcom, Chad Gerosher, and Mike Ridley. The water plant, and water distribution and water filtration, there's 2 certifications out there, one for distribution of the water, and water filtration is actually making of the water. The F1 license, which is your water filtration, those folks who are making water, they go from the F4 to the F1. The F1 license is your highest license. I'm happy to report that Doug Sarakowski did pass his certification for his F1 license, which is great news because that allows him to be a plant superintendent for our plant. In the past, before we started selling water with the Gratiot Water Authority, you could have an F2 license, but as soon as we started selling water to another community, providing water for another community, other than ours, you have to have the F1 license. So Doug is now an F1 certified water filtration personnel. And then Aaron Hale, he received his F4 license, which is the first one on that scale to start moving up for water filtration there. So that's good news, and thanks for those employees for taking that on. It's a long way to go to get to those top ones, so it's multiple years. So. Also on the agenda, just after our newsletter here, we do have a couple of positions that are open for city commission appointments. For the Alma Fire District Fire Board, Dan Warnick was our member for that, and is unable to make those meetings, so we will do to appoint someone in that position. Our next meeting is coming up next Monday already. And then also, we just got done with the finance report. According to our finance policy, we do have a finance committee, so Nick is retired from the city commission, and so we need to fill Nick's role on that, and to keep consistent with our finance policy. We can discuss in the future, since, we have discussed about just talking about our financial stuff right here at this meeting, that maybe there's not a need to maybe have a finance committee, but if that's the case, then we'd have to bring our finance committee policy back to this board to amend that, if that's what we want to do, but in the meantime, we still need that committee. Happy to report a couple other good things. Our neighborhood street program bids will be going out this month, along with our downtown parking lot and alley projects. Also those 2 parking lot 3 and parking lot 2. The street projects are for Harvard and for Iowa Street. Those will be going out this month. So depending on what those bids come back like, and fingers crossed that they'll fit within our budgets, and they'll be back before this commission with some recommendations. Our 2-point authentication with our computer system, that has been installed and up and working, and for the most part, I haven't heard too many gripes or anything from anyone. From my perspective, it works real easy, And it's a great tool to use to protect our computer system and our data that we have, so that's worked out real well. And as we talk about budgets, that will be one cost that's ongoing in our IT budget moving forward, just to keep everybody aware of that. And budget goal setting session, just a reminder, Tuesday, February 7th at 6 p.m. at the Alma Public Library. So, and staff will try to keep that within 2 hours for you, but obviously if we need to go longer, if the commission would like to, we'll continue on, or we can have some more sessions at the regular meeting also, so. And that is it.
Who has the first question for Eric? Okay, hearing none, I guess I would be interested in, my personal preference would be to consolidate the finance committee or eliminate that committee. We had some issues that we were dealing with, that's why we formed that in the first place. I would just soon bring it back to this full board and do, I think the same thing, the HR committee, did that follow a similar process or?
That is currently there, but if we want to do the same thing, we would bring that back here.
I think it's, based on some comments we had last year from people that felt that they weren't getting the full picture. And I think some of the issues that those committees were dealing with have been resolved and we can handle it
Yep, agreed.
easier at a full board, keep everybody up to speed at the same time, yeah, so. That would be my thoughts. Anybody have additional
Agree with
thoughts or
that.
comments? Okay. So, that's that question. What else was there?
We do have
The
the,
multi-factor authentication, I commend you, thank you, Eric, for doing that. I know we've talked about, and everybody reads about all the computer hacking and all this stuff, and I know in my industry, you know, hacking and fraud is just an immense problem. We hear about it on a daily basis in my work, and we all read regularly where municipalities, hospitals, school systems get hacked and hijack their data, and so I think that multi-factor authentication will at least be a great step in the right direction, so to keep things protected and avoid one of those costly hackings that some people do encounter. So thank you for taking care of that and addressing it. We appreciate that.
I wanted to mention, if I could too, Greg, on the parking lots, I met with Eric a couple of weeks ago, just to make sure that some kind of provisions for charging stations for electric vehicles were included in those plans, and he assured me that at least the substructure, the conduit and all of that kind of thing will be put in. At the time, we may not go ahead with actually doing the stations yet, but they will be ready to do that if we move to that in the future. And I think that's gonna be important.
The auto manufacturers think it's gonna be important too, so I think you're right on that one.
Yeah.
Anybody else have comments or questions? Okay, motion on the table. All those in favor of receiving the last two reports, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, say no. Motion is carried. We've received those reports, so thank you very much. Moving on to appointments, we can consider a resolution to appoint the city manager and the mayor to the Greater Gratiot Development Incorporated Board of Directors for a one-year term expiring December 31st, 2023. Your pleasure.
Move approval.
Support. Motion support, comments or questions? Eric, would you like to give me background on Greater Gratiot Development for the staff and for our guests?
yeah, Greater Gratiot Development is the countywide arm for industrial, mostly industrial economic development. They do work with some commercial type of projects. They're also in charge of our countywide brownfield authority. They handle all those payments that go back out to developers that use that program. The board meets on a monthly basis. It's made of folks from all across the county, all different types of industries and businesses. And currently, as a citizen and a taxpayer in the county, you do pay a small millage. Actually, that was just approved here at the last election. That helps support Greater Gratiot's efforts around the county. Another benefit to Greater Gratiot for Alma and for all the other municipalities is we don't have to hire or have on staff an individual or a team of individuals that can help these developers or industries go through the process they need to get IFTs or to work with the state of Michigan on different grants that are available through the MBDC and stuff like that. So it's a nice way to for Alma, St. Louis, Ithaca, Ashley, Barrington, all of us to put into one pool and have these professionals help us out with economic development.
Thank you. Certainly brings talent that we couldn't afford to do, any of those entities could not afford to do on their own, so, great organization, we appreciate that, and appreciate being part of that, so. All those in favor would be yes?
Yes.
Any opposed, no, and we're reappointed. Congratulations.
That's all right, this is Friday.
Yeah, Friday, this Friday, right, okay, yeah. Next up, consideration of a resolution to appoint a commissioner to replace Commissioner Wernick on the Alma District Fire Department Board. Alma District Fire Board, not department. Do we have any volunteers? Anybody like to serve on the fire board?
When do they meet?
Right now, we're meeting monthly, and at 3 p.m. on the third Monday of each month. Our next meeting is next Monday. When Dan signed up originally, it was.
Yeah, when I signed up originally, they were meeting quarterly, and they were meeting at 7 a.m., and then it just didn't fit into my schedule anymore.
Yeah.
And Mark, I, and Curtis met today to go over budget for this next meeting. And we think we're to that point where we will be able to go back quarterly once we get this budget approved, because we got some things all worked out now. But we have 2 seats we have 2 commissioners that sit on that board, and then the city manager's on the board from that side of things.
So if you want time to check your schedules, just consider it as that we can leave it open for
2
now.
o'clock is the witching hour.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we may want to have a discussion at our meeting about changing that too, because 3 o'clock really isn't great for
Any of us.
many people. It's pretty tough. I know it's even tough for me to get down to, need time off work to.
And that was done at the request of the other members on the board
So
too.
we can look at other times
Yeah.
if we can find something that works with the other members, so. Keep your schedules open and we'll see if we can find a slot, so. Moving down to number 3, we consider a resolution to appoint a commissioner to fill Nick Piccolo's seat on the Commission Finance Committee, but I think we're going to skip that.
I'll bring back to the policy and request to amend the policy to remove that from it. And that will get us on grounds with our auditor to make sure that we're checking all our boxes, that we're following our finance policies.
Should move to table that or something, then shouldn't we, at this point?
I think we can, if there's no motion, we can just let it die for lack of motion and support, or you can move to table it if you want. Postpone it indefinitely, which would make it go away.
Okay.
Is that your motion then?
Sure.
Okay.
Is that what you need for auditors purposes, or?
No, we had to have a finance
Right.
policy.
Correct.
And then as a
But
commission, we
leaving
decided.
it open for now isn't gonna cause a
No.
problem?
No, because we'll fix it the next meeting.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Then I support Rogers,
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever I'm saying.
Any other comments or questions? Anybody doesn't want to do it this way? Now's the time to talk. All those in favor say yes.
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 Any opposed would be no. Looks like we're in agreement. Thank you. Motion is carried. Move down to number 4, consideration of a resolution to appoint William Gordon to the Alma Planning Commission for a 3-year term expiring June 30, 2026. And this was made possible because somebody left our planning commission. Because they got elected to the city commission, so thank you for that.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion.
Support.
A motion support. Any other comments or questions? You want to talk a little bit about?
Yep, it's great to have Bill come on up from, he's on the ZBA currently. When we had a couple positions open here recently on the planning commission, Bill did apply, and we did meet with Bill to be on the planning commission. He wasn't chosen at that time because he had a couple other folks who had previously applied and were good candidates too, so it was nice to have actually 3 really good people to bring on, so we brought Bill on as ZBA. And with Andrew moving up here to the city commission, offered him that seat, and he has generously accepted to do that.
And I might add, it's not because we didn't like Andrew on the planning commission, it's the fact that he can't sit in multiple seats, the charter doesn't allow that, so. Yeah, as Eric said, we were blessed to have numerous candidates, and as we have been lately, very often for seats we have for various boards and committees. A lot of qualified people are more than willing to step up, and we do appreciate that, and, let our scouts know that that's a great way to become involved. The first steps towards perhaps coming to a seat here, if you want to try things out, apply to some of the boards that are a little less public and get a feel for how city government works. It's a great way to step into things and kind of ease your way into it. I I think most of us probably followed a similar path. I know I did, serving on boards first before I came here, so, great way to get here and serve the community. A lot of important work happening.
Yes,
So,
yes, it does.
thank you to everybody that serves on those, and with that, we'll, take a vote on the appointment. All those in favor would be yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion is carried, and our thanks to William for being willing to serve. Now, moving down to unfinished business, we need to consider a resolution to ratify a conditional zoning agreement for the property at 224 East Center Street pursuant to the adoption of ordinance number 837 on December 13th, 2022, which is rezoning the parcel from Zone B1 Central Business District to Zone R1 Single Family Residential. And your pleasure on this.
Move to approve.
Support.
With motion support, we've talked about it quite a bit. Does anybody have questions or comments? Eric, would you care to give some background for
Oh, sure.
the scouts and
yep.
the audience here?
Yep, from a zoning standpoint, the house that's located on 224 East Center Street is located in the downtown district, which is a B1 central business district, for commercial uses. It was a single-family home, which is an R1 zoning district, but as soon as they converted to a use for a commercial purpose, that zoning goes away and it becomes its current zoning of that district. The individuals that bought this house, and we're glad they did, probably the best and highest use of that property is for a single-family home. But that district is not adjacent to an R1 single-family zoning district, so the only way for us to approve that, to allow that structure to go back to a single-family home is through this process that's called conditional rezoning. At our last meeting, we did approve, 13th, we did approve the ordinance to do that. But on that meeting, we did not include the agreement on that agenda, so this is the ratification of that agreement. So we're all set to go. This is ratification.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Anybody else have comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. And the motion is carried. Thank you, and hopefully those people will gather and wait now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to the individuals involved. It's a long process. It's a tedious process for the property owner, but it does serve, I think, everybody's interests very well to go through the process. Is there any new business tonight? Hearing none, we'll move on to appropriations. Is there anyone who cares to pay the bills?
Move to pay the bills.
Motion support. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. We've passed it, and the bills are paid. Commissioner comments. Roxanne, would you like to lead us off again tonight?
I have a question, and Brent isn't here, so maybe Eric can. I have a parent who has a student that rides Alma Transportation, and before the holiday break, it was a normal ride in the afternoon. But now, it's close to an hour and a half, and the reason they told her was that they said that because we're transporting outside of Alma now. So I have some concern. I thought we had bought more buses and we're trying to get more drivers and all that when we expanded. So I'm wondering why it's taking over 90 minutes to get somebody from Moose Road to an address in Alma.
I'll get the
Just
address from
curious.
you, we'll check it.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that. Welcome Lori, and again, welcome to Drew, and thank you again for your support. I'm grateful to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxanne. Dan?
Welcome Lori and Andrew officially in your first elected meeting versus the appointed ones, but, and then congratulations Greg and Roxanne. You guys do a great job, and obviously the support has been tremendous and just shows what kind of work you guys are doing. And then, sad to see Tony go, but we're also excited for some new faces and welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Roger?
Again, official welcome, Lori. Andrew, I welcomed last time. Glad to have you here. Lori and I have been friends and enemies and stuff for a very long time.
Mostly friends.
We've bumped heads more than once on theater business, but anyhow, we've always gotten along. And I appreciate having you here. The thing that we did when we kicked off the meeting tonight is what makes this job so special, is being able to officially thank and congratulate the quality of people that we made presentations to earlier tonight. That is just such a wonderful thing. We have so many great people working for this city, and to get up there and officially say, thank you, we appreciate the job well done. It's just, that's what floats my boat, so. That's it, and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raj. Lori?
Great first meeting, and thank you all for the wonderful welcome, and I agree with Roger, that was a great first meeting to be able to be part of that presentation, and great job, Greg, that's not easy to read all that. So that was fun, and this is going to be a great experience. I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
Drew?
Well, congratulations to you, Greg and Roxanne, on your appointments, and congratulations to Lori on her first meeting. It was exciting to see the doors open and the room expand out, so any meeting where that happens is a little extra exciting. It was cool to see all the police and firefighters here tonight, and to be here for those resolutions of appreciation. That was really nice. Oh, and welcome to our new representation here.
Thank you.
But that's it.
Okay, thank you. Sarah, anything? Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr.
Mayor.
Attorney?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would also like to congratulate Lori and Drew on their positions here, and congratulate the mayor and Madam Vice Mayor on their appointments. I know Tony's not here, but I just to state it out loud, I would like to thank Tony for, number one, the service that he provided to the city. I think everyone would agree he provided great service to the city, and the assistance he's provided me. He's at all times a gentleman and a pleasure to deal with, and so I've enjoyed doing that. And thank you very much to all the members of the commission. It's an honor to be able to work with you. I mentioned to Pam Munderloh that I'm looking to buy a new house, and we were originally looking in the Frankenmuth area, and she's persistently trying to get me to look for a house in the city of Alma. So every time I drive through here, I think she's got a good point. It's a wonderful little town. So I very much thank you for the opportunity to work with you, and I'm looking forward to it.
Sure, welcome. Eric?
Just thanks to Jeff, Steve, and Bob. It's a start, for me, it's starting to even count me how long I've been here, and seeing Jeff, and I had the opportunity to go to his going away party at the Elks, and it's hard to believe 34 years, especially doing police work, it's a heck of a thing. And Steve, I've known for a very long time, obviously since I moved here, and he's already retired, and and then Bob was obviously here more senior than us, but appreciate what their commitment and their time that they spent here. It was good to see everybody back and have them take the time to be here. I know I've already mentioned it, but welcome Lori, welcome Andrew, and I've worked with Andrew for a while now, and it feels like he's old hat now. And congratulations, Greg and Roxanne again, and it's nice to have Adam on, and I look forward to a new year, and thanks to staff, because the finance reports, what Chris provided to you tonight is indication of where we're trying to head and what we're doing, so appreciate it.
You're here.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Certainly echo what everybody else said. Welcome, Lori and Drew. Good to have you guys aboard. Congratulations on your election. I thank everybody on the commission for your support for Roxanne and myself. I hope we can live up to whatever you expect from us, and we'll try to do the best we can, I'm sure. So we do appreciate the support from the commission and the community, and we truly do love working with this board. Like I said, earlier, we don't always agree on everything, but we do. We all are always, for the most part, agreeable. So that's great. You might be thinking, well, Roger was making a comment. I thought maybe more entertaining if we had sat him next to Lori. Just to liven things up a bit. So.
No, there are times when we just don't talk to each other.
Oh, okay.
Never mean we just don't.
All in good fun. Some people I'm sure have noticed that Michelle wasn't with us tonight. She did have some surgery that she's recovering from, so I think last I contacted her, she was doing well with her recovery. We wish hopefully the speedy end to that recovery, and she'll be back on her feet and back at work and back with us next time. So hoping for that. And Sarah reminded me that we'd like to take a picture next time with the new commissioners and everything, and so hopefully Michelle will be back with us. If we're all here, we'll plan on taking a picture, just for whatever reason. Just for
website.
For posterity, yeah, for the website.
Archival purposes.
Oh, and that reminds me for the website, yes, for those of you that are new, you typically need to write up.
Yeah, Curtis.
Yeah, Curtis.
Okay. Way ahead of me,
He's way
okay.
ahead of you.
That's not uncommon. but, And you mentioned earlier about, Lori, about reaching out to people, staff, more than reach out to them. I know Sarah will get you contact information for all of us if you don't already have it. Feel free to contact me, or I'm sure any of the fellow commissioners, if we talk any issues over with you, or give you whatever advice. Staff is the same way. Typically, I recommend going through Eric for staff questions, just so that he needs to know everything that's going on. It's just part of his role, so that's always what I do. Even if I want to contact the department, I try and include Eric in the communication as well, so just to keep everybody on the same page. What else? Welcome, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you.
This Tony guy was with us for a short period of time.
Couple decades.
Yeah, well, we had Fortino though Fortino for a long time, and we're still getting over the loss of him, and now Tony abandoned us. So hopefully you can stick around a little while.
I would love to.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you purchase a house in the city.
I
There's
know,
probably
yeah.
some realtors that are going to see this. So I expect you should be getting some phone calls and some cards in the mail.
There you go.
Some potential homes for you to join us.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have that happen. So.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely. And certainly, congratulations to our firefighters and Jeff as police officer. Many, many years of dedicated service. Just can't say enough about both of those teams, how grateful we are. I have learned from my role here and from my personal family, what dedication those roles really are. It's a life. When they say they're family, they truly are family, because it is just a 24/7 job, even when they're not technically punched in. The calls come and they respond. It doesn't matter what they're doing, they drop what they're doing and they respond. And that's something that not many of us are willing to do. So we do express our appreciation to all those groups, and congratulations to tonight. Those three gentlemen served for decades and did it very selflessly. We appreciate that. Can't say enough. And last but certainly not least, thanks to all the scouts that joined us tonight. We're very glad you could do that. Please come back anytime. Love having you here. So with that, we'll open the floor up to the public. If any members of the public would like to address the commission, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and I believe everyone has up to 5 minutes to share their thoughts. Is there anybody that would like to come forward? Scouts or not, you don't have to. And I don't see anybody coming forward, so with that, we will entertain a motion to adjourn tonight.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Last chance for comments. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. I don't know where that came from. Motion is carried. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening.